Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So I'm Tim Buistra. I'm the head of the commercial section in Sofia, Bulgaria, although as you can hear I'm actually British and I've been living in Bulgaria for 17 years now as a long-term expat. And I like it there very much. Just a little bit about the way we work as the Department for International Trade in the region. We have a so-called Central Europe network which covers 10 markets across the region from Poland down to Bulgaria and then across into the Balkans and to Romania. This of course means that we can present ourselves as an attractive proposition to UK companies to come and to trade and invest for yourselves. All these countries are EU member states or candidate states. I hesitate slightly to put that forward as a benefit given what the last panel said about over-regulation in the mining sector. However, I do think it does also have some positive aspects clearly around better regulation, around governance, which some of the countries in the region can clearly use. These are growing markets, they're easy to get to. Basically I'm saying come and see for yourselves if you haven't done so already. And we work on a number of campaigns in our region in sectors where we believe there's good opportunity, and one of those, as you will see, is mining. Just a little bit about Bulgaria. I'm not going to read it all out to you. It's basically a fairly stable country to do business in. There's a government which has now been in power for the third time round, and I hesitate to say any government in Bulgaria is stable, but this one seems to be doing a pretty good job. And they're going to be hosting the EU presidency in the first half of next year. Again, I'm not going to talk through the economics, but essentially, the macroeconomic picture is pretty strong on the whole. Good growth, government debt under control. For the next couple of slides, I'm indebted to the Bulgarian Chamber of Mining and Geology, who produce a report, an annual report, which you might want to look up. It has quite a lot of useful data on the market. So you can see that Bulgaria is a mining country, as we've heard before, quite significant resources in copper, gold, lignite, and also quite a lot of non-metallic minerals as well. There's the sign of the coal. A lot of coal mining, lignite mining, which goes to power coal-fired plants, is around. As in Bosnia, a lot of the energy comes from coal-fired plants, around 33% in Bulgaria, as I remember. The total sector is worth around 1.3 billion euros, which represents something like 3% of GDP. And as you can see, a lot of that is coming from metals mining, copper and gold in particular. Just a quick snapshot of some of the main players in Bulgaria. I think I have to take issue with the previous panel. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a new exploitation permit in Bulgaria, in the Balkans, in the last couple of years, and that's Dundee Precious Metals' new project in Krumovgrad, which is down there in the Rhodopes. That's a new open-cast gold mine. I think it's around 130 million investment. And it's due to go into operation towards the back end of next year. Dundee, of course, also have a well-established gold mine at Chelopech, which is in the Balkan range in the centre of the country, which has been running for about 15 years now. And in fact, going back to an earlier presentation, they're particularly proud of the way they've implemented what's called Industry 4.0 in their mine. As I understand, there's a lot of very high-tech IT in there to manage the mining operations. Another big copper mine is Elatsite Med, owned by the Geotechmin Group, also in the Balkan range, and Asarel Medet, which you might have heard of. These are both locally held companies. Asarel produces around 13 million tons of ore a year, which I believe makes it quite a big mine. A couple of other players, there's Minstroy. They're up in the top right there. They should be down in the bottom because they have a lead zinc mine in the Rhodope Mountains, producing around 250,000 tons a year. And the last one I wanted to mention is this kind of triangular logo, which stands for Minimer Istok. This is a big coal mine powering the coal plants. It produces 22 million. It produced 22 million tons of coal in the first 9 months of the year to date. Of course, if you're interested in more information on any of these, please come and talk to me, and we'll see what we can do. This looks suspiciously similar to a slide which Zlatan threw up a bit earlier. We have a similar range of UK companies which are active in Bulgaria, as in Serbia. Of course, we're always welcome. We're always glad to welcome more. So if there's anything that you see on this slide on my presentation that interests you, please come and talk to me. As Lorena mentioned, we provide commercial services, but we also provide what I would call more political services. We can help to open doors in government if that is a particular issue for you. So the last thing I want to say is look out for our Balkan mining mission coming up in March next year. It was a great success last year, and I'm sure it will be again. Thank you.